Have you ever dreamed of having an outdoor pizza oven? Well, I'll show you the 4 steps needed of the foundation, the tower, the form, and the base for the pizza oven. So this is the base of the pizza oven. It's about a shovel deep. We got to the orange sand and we put in a drainage pipe. We got the base ready, washed. All the rocks are washed down. The wire mesh and the crude form, that's all ready, and got a load of cement and mortar mix. So that's gonna be the next step, pour the cement. Tie the reinforcing mesh together. Check the level. Perfect. So level, the cement mixer, ready to start mixing and pouring. Better go get a mask. For 2 bags, 7 liters of water. Just follow the directions.
T'as mis les 2 sacs, là?
Non, j'ai mis beaucoup plus finalement. Ça a pris 7 sacs.
7 sacs?
Oh. Ben 2 pour commencer, ça fait une ligne. 2 autres. Puis en tout cas, ça a pris plus que je pensais.
7 bags. Maybe because the air in the bottom?
No, because I made it fairly thick in the beginning. And so it kind of just sat here. See, it's almost hard already. Well, this one is definitely more watery.
Ah ouais.
Tu vois les différentes consistances là.
Ouais, là c'est genre.
Ici c'est ça, ici ça se nivelle.
Peut-être on le repart de là.
comme ça. Let's go. I am not a contractor involved in construction with concrete. Test run of the layout. Now I just have to cut some blocks in half. The base looks like it's firm enough to support the blocks, so I can start mounting blocks. I skipped one step of showing you how I built the block base, mainly because I was racing against the rain that was coming and I really had to get it done. I also didn't want you to see my inexperience working with cement blocks. Those of you who do this, please be gentle with me. I've never built with cement blocks, so it's my first mortaring job I've ever done. Then what I'm doing now is building the form for the base for the pizza oven. So the idea of a form is it'll hold the concrete so we can pour basically a big pad under the pizza oven. And I thought of a few ways, but it seems the simplest is to just get a piece of plywood. This is 5/8 inch. It could be it's called sheeting grade. It doesn't have to be fancy finished. It's just for building a form. I had it flipped over, put it on the cement blocks, and I just scribed all around the contour so that basically when the form is fit in place, it just fits kind of like a glove right over the cement blocks. So that's the idea. Then I flipped it over and now I'm just cutting it out. Ever heard the expression, beat it to fit and paint it to match? It's a little bit what I'm doing. A couple of tight spots need trimming. It should work out. The block isn't supposed to move. Hadn't totally set yet. I want it nice and snug. That's good. Now we'll put up some supports underneath. Should be ready to go. So that's the block. There's a few things. Yeah, you're not supposed to have straight lines. I know. But I didn't have enough corner blocks, so I improvised. This side also has some double continuing, and this didn't turn out quite like I wanted. I thought there would be more space in between, but there's going to be some room to store wood under here. That's the idea, keep wood dry. And this piece won't be this long. I just didn't cut it off. I'll see with the builder how much of a shelf I'll want, but this is pretty good. We'll put the wire mesh on top, put supports underneath all of this plywood formwork, put sides around it, and we'll be ready to pour. One step to save on concrete is just to fill these with the bags. So the ones that aren't going to be filled to support as pillars are going to be filled with folded up bags. So Pedro's putting the finishing touches on the corners to get the corners at 45 degrees. One less thing to catch on us. And then the bags are in most of the holes, and other holes to be filled have a bent piece of rebar, so you could bend rebar in a vise, because I say that's the right device, or you could use a pipe wrench or a crack in a table or something and bend it. And now we're just going to attach this to the mesh frame. So there's the reinforcing mesh, all twist tied together, so it's got the ties, holds everything together. That's the next step, and we're getting close to the pour. So now just to get the mesh, tie it into the rebar. Brought some pallets here so that we can actually put the cement mixer higher, because as it is, it would not pour in here, and I don't feel like pouring it into a container and then lifting each container. And so we want to have the mixer here so we can dump, and it will go right in this platform. That's the idea, right, Pedro?
That's the idea.
So we got the mixer placed on, how many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pallets.
Put a couple screws here to hold it in place, yeah?
Sure.
Straight through the tires?
Yeah, yeah. They won't go flat. And so that's ready. Trying to get everything ready safely for a pour. We can use the trailer to give us a platform. The hard part is getting the bags of cement emptied. Maybe we'll put them in buckets and then put them in. But we're about as close to getting ready to a pour, and now it's a good time to stop for something to eat. Our cement, our water pre-mixes are all done. We should be good for 8-bag pour.
Doing a lot of nice vibrations.
Like that. Yeah, because you can feel it, eh? Yeah. So, it's doing the job. I think it is. Yeah, we're done. Now it's basically 2 batches and it'll fill the last bit. Yep. Alright. I can see we're adding some salt water to the mix. Running up your forehead. Yeah, I think that's part of the recipe. It's the spice that makes it work. That's why the Italian concrete was always better than the Greek concrete, because it was seawater. Exactly. All right. Good to go.
Ready?
Gotta get some more bags.
All right, let's do that together.
Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
7, 8, 9, go.
What the heck? It sounds like the gear is stripping or something.
It's possible that the chain came off the gear.
Or the
The
belt.
transfer case, the belt, yeah. Because this guy's still running, but this guy's not going. So, how does it look?
It looks like it would need just a little bit. It actually was slipping, so let's see
Okay,
if we can
let's.
just finish it.
No, I think the belt's off. So my recommendation is we open her up.
You don't want to just try pouring this? Is it?
If you think it's good enough, we can pour it, and I can finish incorporating it here. We are going to have.
Hold on. Yeah. Almost.
Yeah, it'll be all right once we blend it into the top.
Okay. Good job that happened now and not when
Now
we
we
were
can take it
after our
apart.
first batch.
Exactly. Yeah, because now we can recover from it. That's okay. All right. Now I think I have work. And so the idea is to pull the water in from the edge Yep. And then mix it. I think this might actually work out really, really well. And then if you find you don't have enough water, you tap and the water comes to the top. They call it the cream. Actually, the Italians call it the crema. Because they're espresso obsessed.
Now comes the massage of the concrete.
Yep. Make sure all the batches are well incorporated. And the important thing is to make sure that the edges, the fronts and the sides, have no voids, because those will be the ones visible.
Oh yeah.
And the thing is, there's always going to be bubbles, because actually as it cures, it creates bubbles.
Okay.
But the trick is to try and make sure that you have good wetting on the sides. Because if we ended up being short, we could always leave a small divot in the middle, because we're going to be putting bricks down, stuff on it. The important thing is that it be the right height near the edges.
This is where having the form come right up to the level you want makes it so nice. Perfect. Look at that. Look at that.
That was perfect.
Let's get a close-up of screeding.
Always the exciting part.
Creating a little dam in front of the board. You're right. It almost looks like we might have a little too much.
Yep. Which is a good problem to have. It's a better problem to have.
Do you want a longer board?
If we had a longer board, we'd be happier.
Just get one of the 2x4s that we have.
Just need to make sure it's straight. Actually, I didn't check which edge of the screeding board is straight. There must be one, right? Make it with a slight crown.
Yeah, so that the middle is a little higher.
Right. Actually, let's start from the middle and go forward so that we make sure we have enough, and then we come back from the... So, just back and forth. Oh, left, huh? Chicken.
That's about as close to perfect amount.
It is exactly the right amount. My compliments to the chef. Okay, I recommend we go back to front again, and then one last time front to back. And the thing is, this is going to start to set, and we're doing it with wood now to get the overall shape we want. And then as it gets stiffer, and as the crema comes up, then you can, if you wanted to, if you're making a nice sidewalk, you could go to progressively finer tools and then finish with your metal screed.
Oh, yeah.
Just get a nice smooth top. Again, for what we're doing, it's not that critical, except maybe in these front corners where, you know, maybe we're going to have exposed counter. But I say exposed. It's only going to be exposed until I bring over some tiles and we put them down.
I have subway. I have a whole box, 2 boxes of edgings of subway tiles.
Oh, those are going to be helpful because
Like-
we'll be able to edge,
Oh yeah,
and that'll help you with the rain runoff.
and it'll help me get rid of those subway tiles.
And they're white?
Yeah.
Ah, great, because I have a few boxes of plain white wall tiles as well. I also have the more heavy-duty, you know, orange clay floor tiles, but they're not white. Mix and match. And that's, you know, that's one thing you could do if you didn't want to build a roof, is you could just, you know, throw tiles on the outside and make it more or less impermeable. There's lots of things we could do. How do they say in this part of the country?
That's as much as perfecto, right? For this stage,
Yeah,
let it sit.
Absolutely.
Perfect.
I got this.
Perfect.
Now's the time when the old Italian guys complain about their wives and clean their tools.
9:25 in the morning.
So
Woo!
can we start working now, or?
Woo! That's a great start. We were expecting by noon, but hey. So, impressions, Pedro, of the first...
Fantastic. Really fun. I like the knocked corners. I think that's going to add a lot of good stuff to the aesthetic. I think thanks to Stefan and his excellent calculus skills, we have precisely the right amount of concrete. And it's going to be nice and flat. It's leveled up. Touch wood, we haven't had any disasters, just a little bit of water seeping, which is what we want to see to make sure we have good mating. We've got the 3 solid posts with the rebar. We've got the steel mesh. It's going to be great.
Perfect. So I guess part 2 will be actually the oven.
Yes.
So all this, a good oven needs a good base, and this is going to be one good base.
So this will be ready to do other stuff on, but if we wanted it to be fully solid and cured before starting to stack other stuff on it, that'll be about 28 days,
Ooh.
weather permitting. Yeah, 28 days for concrete to cure solid. We don't have to wait the full time, but given that as soon as we build the other thing on it and the clay lets go of some of its moisture, you're going to start progressively warmer fires to cure the clay. We'd like the concrete to be solid.
And the finished product. So the edges, the 45-degree corners. The top came out really nice, smooth. Yeah. Well cured now, ready for stage 2. Intrigued? Check out the virtual tour of the Permaculture Orchard. Have trees already? Pruningcourse.com. Subscribe, please. Check out some of the other videos or playlists. There's more to come. Stay tuned.